Okay, it looks like we are live. Um, I hope so. But I'm seeing a delay, which is super annoying. So let me just go back here. Okay, it looks like we are live. Um, I hope so. Okay, there's definitely a lag, and then I can hear it on YouTube as well as Zoom. So I hope I have it right. So far, it's just me and you. I was expecting Sarah, but she sent me a message just moments ago to say she had a snafu and she's not going to be able to join us, which is unfortunate. I
Yeah,
George, I know that she finished her sweater, obviously, just hours after we last
yeah,
broadcast,
yeah,
3 weeks ago. So I
yeah,
haven't heard from her. I was really hoping that she would come back, but she
yeah.
didn't yet.
I hope so because she was going to make a blouse, wasn't she, to go with it? So
Oh, was she? Oh,
I
right.
think she mentioned it in the podcast. I think. Yeah,
And then Christina, it's always up in the air because of her. I didn't know she had 3 children, but she's got three.
yeah. It's very difficult. Yeah.
So I think it's just me and you this time.
I'm
Okay.
so sorry I haven't managed to finish it, but I'm really pleased with it.
How much more do you have to do? You have the button bands and the button.
I've nearly. Oh, I don't think you're going to see this very well. Oh, I've
Let me
nearly at the
tell
top.
you. Let me interrupt you for a second. In case you're a new viewer to this little circus that we're doing, this is Show and Tell. I'm Billie, and Isha is my guest. There have been several of us who have been knitting along to make this sweater that we're both wearing. I'll just show you mine is complete. Um,
Oh,
it's a
it's
19.
such a nice fit on you.
Oh,
It
thank you. Thank you.
fits really well, doesn't it?
I'm getting better at that. The
Yeah,
more sweaters I knit, the more I'm understanding my own figure and
yeah.
when things cinched in and where I want things full. And you can't lie to yourself.
No, no.
My hips are quite a bit larger than my waist, and there's
Yeah,
no getting around that. If I make my hips a number that I like, it doesn't fit, doesn't hang right. So
yeah, yeah.
you are what
I
you are.
think this doing this sweater has really helped me a lot because I really wanted this shoulder to fit correctly and this sleeve head to fit, and yours do as well. Yours got a nice fit around the sleeve.
Christina said hers are kind of like a dropped shoulder. Now
Yeah,
I gave a little look to her picture that she posted on the Ravelry group Show and Tell. Hers is
yeah,
very pretty. And she only has the two chevron repeats on the shoulder, but I guess she was getting a different gauge than
yeah.
you.
Maybe with the cotton, it's difficult, to with
Maybe,
the
maybe, but it's all about the gauge. People do your
yeah,
make sure that you're getting the gauge. And this pattern, because it was only in one size, you really needed to know your gauge so that you would know how much to ramp it up if you wanted to make it broader.
yeah, yeah.
What the given size was. Was it 36 or 38? I forget the pattern.
Yeah, something. Yeah, it was a fairly decent size for a vintage knit,
Right. It
wasn't it?
wasn't a 32-inch bust or 34.
Yeah, yeah,
Was a little
yeah,
more generous, which is part of why I chose it. But nevertheless, I mean, if you're bigger than that, which most
yeah,
in the modern world, then you need to know how much more to add. Oh,
yeah.
good.
George.
Yay. I'm so sorry. They're doing construction upstairs. Oh, of all the bad timing. Well, I might have to mute myself and let you guys talk. Oh, that's terrible. I'll try and speak in between there. Maybe they're done, I hope.
Yeah,
This morning they were like chipping off, I don't know, tiles from the wall. A woman's having her bathroom redone. So George, let's see how spectacular yours looks.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, look at the cravat as well. That's fantastic, George.
And this is 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. With your pearl earrings on.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you. I haven't.
Yeah.
Have you got yours on? Isha?
I've got it on, George, but I haven't managed to finish it. Unfortunately, it's been. Yeah, we got a new puppy, and with the harvesting on the farm, it's just been hectic. We've been silaging. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So it's to be honest, there was a bit of time, but everything I needed to do needed like real brain power, and I just was so stressed with everything. Yeah. I couldn't. So
I can understand that.
Yeah, I'll show George what I've done, Billie. So
yeah.
I've fitted this
sideways on.
Yeah.
Oh, lift yourself up. Stand up.
So
that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So I think it's really nice. I'm really happy with that. I haven't finished the button bands. Yeah, I haven't finished the neck
happy with the colour. No, and the button band was a trial sewing it on, but hey, it worked and it looks good. Yeah.
So that's it, but I haven't put the other sleeve on. It's finished and ready to sew on. That's
good.
Good. Another 2 or 3 hours will do it. I've been on it all day, but I just couldn't finish it. So
what's happened? What's happened with Billie?
She's got
here. I'm going to try and tiptoe with the tulips because they stopped making that sound. Someone wrote a comment. It sounds like you have a flatulent baby elephant upstairs.
Oh God.
Welcome to New York. You never know. I mean, in our building, they do have a courtesy policy. They let neighbors know well in advance. But I don't know the specific date and time. I know that they're going to be working for 7 more weeks. I'm going to mute and let you talk.
Yeah. So are you happy with your jumper then, George?
I am, but I'm not happy with the fit because it seems to, the sleeves are long, which is okay. The body seems to be very, very, you can see, stretchy. So, I've not blocked it. I've only washed it and patted it down on the blocking mats.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. So I know it's to fit a size 38-inch bust, which I think I'm 37.
Yeah.
So it should have fit. I think it should have fitted a bit closer.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's because my tension was right, but whether that was the wool, I didn't like the wool I used. I found it very. It was all right, but there were lots of knots in it. Lots of knots.
Yeah, I had that problem with mine as well, unfortunately.
Did you? Oh.
Yeah,
and
also
poor Billie, and there's only the 3 of us here.
Yeah. Oh, I think because it's lace, because I knitted Sari Nordland's Poet sweater, and that's lace as well, and it was really stretchy. But I'm hoping this one will be better because of the structure of all the sewing on it, and hold together.
Yeah. Yes. I'm just. I'll show you. I'm just doing another lace jersey or jumper, a short sleeved one, which is.
Oh yeah.
Is that the right way? Yes, this one here, and it's rather like one that one of Billie's guests showed us a while ago. I can show you the pattern. I think on a picture somewhere. Yep, there it is.
Billie's had fits and giggles for some reason. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, she can't hear a thing. It is, but I don't think it's going to fit as tightly as hers. which is good because I'm not a 32-inch bust.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's exactly the sweater that I want to knit.
What, the one that I've got here? This one?
And I have.
I found it on. Have you got it? Have you got the pattern? Have you got the pattern?
Oh dear. Where do you get the pattern from, George?
I got it on Etsy.
Oh, on Etsy.
I can't I can't remember the name of the woman, but when I came to print it out, you'll see I had great difficulty printing it out. I've got it on that, and then it goes smaller on the next page.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then it goes even smaller, and then it goes bigger. So but I'm managing, so that's all right. But I wasn't very happy with the way it printed out. But I found quite a few good patterns on Etsy and through the vintage knitting group that Billie's got. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're there again, Billie.
Maybe that was just a few minutes of that heavy duty, whatever. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. So thank you for carrying the show while I was in absentia, because I couldn't hear anything that the two of you were saying. That's how loud it is. Lovely people who are commenting, don't worry, they could hear me. Even over the drilling, they said they could hear me, which I find very hard to believe. I couldn't hear anything. I thought of putting my headset in, but I'm not sure how that would work with my microphone. Anyway, so the buttons that you put on, George, were those the ones that you showed us, or did you have a?
Yes.
Yes.
No, these are the ones that I showed you. They've got the orange middles and the clear outsides. Yes. I haven't seen yours yet. I haven't seen yours that you've got on.
Sorry, I'm going to have fun playing this back later so I can hear everything that you said.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
And
yeah.
I had extra buttons, so I put them on my beret.
Ah, yes.
Because I figure if I ever lose a button, I can always
pull
one off of here.
Yeah. I always put an extra button underneath on the seam inside, so that I've got one there should I lose one. I haven't lost one yet, touch wood. Oh,
do you sew the buttons on? Do you sew the buttons on with wool or with thread? Yes,
no, that with wool.
Yeah.
I saw that somebody was talking about sewing on buttons in another group that I'm in, and she said that if she uses sewing thread to sew them on, she always puts a dab of clear nail varnish on the back of the button after she's sewn it on, just to give it a little bit more strength. I wouldn't have thought she'd need to, but hey, it's a good idea. I sort of thought I might try it at one time. Yeah. Sorry, I've had my hair cut this week and the hairdresser went a bit mad.
That's cute. That's cute. The wonderful thing about hair is that it grows back. So whenever you're not happy,
oh yeah, that's
just wait 6 weeks. So getting back to my buttons and your question, Isha, I did not sew mine on with wool because the hole was too small for wool to go through.
Yeah.
In fact, the hole was so small, I had to use a very fine sewing needle.
Oh.
So I just used black thread. I don't think you can see. I don't know if you can see the hole. I had other episodes, so if people really want to see my buttons, I don't know if I showed the back, but in a previous episode, I did show the little black buttons, and they're vintage, they're black glass. So I got to tell you, I was working on this up until just a few days ago. Most of it was done in the following week after our last chat, but I guess I kind of got like bored, like enough already. I mean, I was so monogamous for 7 weeks. I was just jonesing to cast on, do something else, work with a bigger needle, a different yarn, a different flavor, ice cream, something. So I wasn't working on it very much, but finally the button bands got knit up. I thought they were going to take a really long time, but they didn't. They went quickly. Sewing on the buttons, I did a few each day. You know, I just didn't have the wherewithal to do like 8 buttons
Yeah.
in one sitting for some reason. I think I was just like up to here with this thing. So I took a little
Yeah.
break and I made a beret because I thought this has to have a little extra something. So I'm happy that I have green jewelry, lots of green jewelry. Gaga Knit says perhaps wear some earmuffs. I don't have earmuffs. I have my headset, but then I won't hear anybody. So, oh, please end. This is the first time. They've been doing construction since the 15th they started. As soon as I started this episode, they started carrying on. All day today, none of this. This is just all of a sudden now. Talk about bad timing.
Oh.
Anyway.
But your beret looks lovely. Your hat looks lovely.
This is
What pattern did you use for that?
Sari Nordland.
It's what pattern?
Sari Nordland. Her pattern is called Salut Chérie. It's a free pattern. You can go to Ravelry and look for it, and then you have to go to a website.
Salut Chérie.
I've made it actually.
I
made that one. I recommend it, George. I've made it as well.
I made it before.
Oh, right.
Completely different yarn. Speaking
Yeah.
of, I'm very happy with this yarn. You know, I held it triple, but I think for the next knit along for Jeannie, I'm going to hold it single, and I think I'm going to get 46 stitches per 4 inches. I mean, that's what I swatched. I swatched a little bit with holding another strand of it in the back, like I would be doing if I was doing Fair Isle. And I think it's comparable. So I'm probably going to go with that, especially because the people who make this make a zillion colors in this weight. So, and if this is triple weight and I'm just going to do like single with a thread in the back, I think it should be even lighter. This seems like pretty lightweight to me.
Yeah.
I think having the beret on is making me a little warmer. It's 74 degrees Fahrenheit right now in New York.
Oh,
so
well.
It's a little bit warm, but not too bad. And I think if it were a little thinner, it would be okay. Because that other sweater is sleeveless, and I really want it to be for summer. I don't want it to be like a vest and I'm going to wear over a blouse. Wallace is asking if we're going to see your puppy.
Oh, sorry, Wallace. You'll have to look on the Ravelry thread. I'll put some pictures or something of him. He's quite enormous now. So I sit upstairs, and he's not allowed upstairs. So I missed the boat last time when he was a bit smaller, and I could have just had him for a second and put him away again. But yeah, I've got pictures of him on my Ravelry page. I think Billie's seen them, haven't you, Billie? Yeah. He's been like catching the wool sometimes and getting in my knitting, which wasn't very handy.
Oh gosh, yeah. So have we heard from the other lady in Germany who was knitting?
Yes, she posted a picture on the Ravelry group of her finished sweater, and we were talking about it before.
I saw it, yes.
It's pink,
Yeah.
it's very pretty. But she said her shoulders became like drop shoulders. So I would just imagine she wasn't fitting to gauge, because my shoulders are pretty much spot on, and I didn't change anything.
Mine are. But did she do maybe a grafting at the shoulder point, because I find that the seam holds your shoulder.
I
She
didn't,
said,
I didn't do a seam. This is 3 needle.
Oh, didn't you? Ah,
Look how smooth it is. I mean, this is very
yeah,
lightweight, so I didn't think that was going to be a problem, but
yeah.
you can't even see where it is.
You can see mine, but it's pretty
Yeah,
flat.
that's good.
Yeah.
yeah. I think Christina said she did 3 needle. No, she did mattress stitch, because I asked her, because she's got a similar yarn to me. Because I asked you, Billie, about what you'd done, and you said you'd used the 3 needle bind off. But because this yarn I'm using looks like linen, it's wool, but it looks like linen or cotton, and you could see you could see like a little zigzaggy stitch, and I didn't really like it. So I asked on Roxanne Richardson's group to see if there was a correct way of doing it, perhaps, but nobody had an answer really. They had a lot of good suggestions, but there doesn't seem to be any one definitive way of joining lace. So I've done a 3 needle bind off as well, but did it because I was rushing. To be honest, I think I would have been better doing what George has done. And you just cast off, George, and did a back stitch on it.
I just cast off and then did back stitch. Yes,
Yeah,
I did back stitch on every seam. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for wool like Billie's done, you won't see it, but on this sort of, as I say, this yarn I'm using, it's more obvious. So it might have been better with back stitch.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
So I couldn't hear before. Have you finished knitting the second sleeve?
Yes, I have. It's all finished.
Oh,
yeah.
So it's just a matter of attaching that and then you're done?
Attaching that and knitting the one more button band and doing the collar, doing the neckband. It won't take long. To be honest, I sat up till 3 in.the morning trying to finish it, and I've been on it all day today thinking, I might just finish it, but there's been so many interruptions. But it won't take long, to finish.
None of these individual parts take long. It's just a matter of staying the course. And I will say this sweater took quite a few more hours than other sweaters I've knit. I'm still blown away that George was finished 3 weeks ago, because I was just steaming it out today. I mean, I had already steamed parts of it, but I didn't steam the sleeves. I just thought they're okay.
I think they are okay.
Yeah, mine are like that.
I think the heat of my body is going to help them. I held my iron up and I let the steam come out, and I thought, okay, whatever. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the fit. I'm happy with that it's not really heavy and all of that. And I started knitting something else, which is on a size 6 needle, worsted weight yarn, and I'm more than halfway through. Poof, in like no time. It's such a contrast to this. So for the viewers, let me share my screen. Hang on a second. I want to show the genie, because last time I thought it was coming up, but it wasn't coming up. So this is the sweater that some of us will be knitting in the next go round, starting on July 15th. I know George bowed out, but for people who are out there watching, please come to the Ravelry group Show and Tell and look for the Genie cow. There's about 6 or 8 people who have already said, they want to do it with us. So we're going to have a bigger group this time, which will be fun. I think this is going to be I know it's going to be a much more challenging thing. Just the gauge alone, the fineness of the needle. I don't have size 1 needle in my arsenal, so I'm going to have to buy ones, and I have a feeling if I buy ones that I might need to buy 00 or 0 or whatever is smaller than a 1 as well. So I'm thinking of investing in the ChiaoGoo set, so I'll have the right cords and the right size needle. This is really funny. I don't know if this is Zoom or YouTube, but a little message popped up on my screen. Are you trying to play music? I'm going to give you a link to go set up professional audio in the audio settings. That is not music. This is the furthest from music. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh, what a shame.
Sorry. So if you like that genie sweater, please find us, and there's a little calendar. Just click on the calendar. You'll see how to Zoom. And this time I'm asking people to like sign up. So you'll see when you click on the Zoom link, it takes you to a place where you just fill out some information. So it's slightly different than the way I've done it before. Okay. Do we have anything else that we need to talk about? I know parting is sorrow, George, we're going to miss you, but stay in touch.
Yeah.
You know, keep an eye on the group so you'll see what else is going on. And
I will.
Hope
Are you doing the next knit along, Isha?
I'm hoping to, if we get a bit less busy. I don't want to put a lot of stress on myself, but I am hoping to, because I wanted to do a colour work jumper this year. You know, as something new to try. So it's a good chat. I've really enjoyed this. The group, everyone in the group, Billie, thanks so much for encouraging me to do it. It's been great. I really encourage anyone to take part. You know, it's wonderful. And I've really enjoyed knitting this jumper. And I, quite honestly, I would start on another one straight away. I've really enjoyed it, everything about it. And I don't think I'll go back to knitting more modern patterns in a hurry, top down and, you know, and seamless. I've enjoyed the seaming, everything about it. I've really loved. And I'm hoping to see it. I'm finishing it next week and get pictures on Ravelry when it's finished, finally.
Once you've tasted vintage, it is a little hard to go back. The putting together of the parts, this didn't have a lot of parts, but sometimes vintage things have a separate collar, separate pockets, little extra touches, finishing touches that make them so unique compared to the, you know, rectangle that's attached at the seam, or current craze of, you know, yokes knit from the neck down. This is different, and you learn a lot of new skills. And I agree completely with, you know, trying vintage if you haven't. And also I agree with what you said about being part of the group. I'm quite certain that I would have put this aside, especially when I got to the button bands, because I felt like I was in the home stretch and I just couldn't get across home plate. I probably would have put this aside and started something else. And this might have languished until the fall or holiday time. I don't know. But I think being accountable a little bit to the was sort of like, it, you know, it kept me motivated to move forward. And I can't remember really too many times that I've been as monogamous as I've been with this. Now, I don't keep stash, so I don't have temptation sitting there on the shelf. I know a lot of people, they have hundreds and hundreds of skeins of yarn. If I had that, I would be starting something new every second. But like this was the yarn that I had to work with, and I had to stay the course, and I knew I was coming back with you, so I got it done. And it's such a wonderful feeling to be done, especially with this. Woo.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I agree with you, Isha. It's been a good experience, this. And I've been knitting vintage for a long time now, and I don't often knit modern patterns, apart from socks, you know, which I'm on at the moment as well. But yeah, it's been great to meet everybody and see what people are doing across the world. Yeah, and I will look out to see what the next one is, but I won't be joining this next one. And thank you again, Billie, for starting it off. Thank you.
Oh, pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for all your hard work.
I hope not really hard work. I hope to continue doing this. If there's interest, I'll pick things. I think I'm going to pick things that I want to knit. And if other people want to join in, they can. Otherwise, I think it gets to be a little bit of a circus. I think with that, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
What can I say? It's been really great. I'm happy that you enjoyed it. I'm happy that you both have sweaters. Well, George finished and it's well underway. The next time we meet, I know yours will be done.
Yeah.
Loving the comments. Thank you all, the people out there. Sue, backing buttons are a great technique too. Really strengthens the attachment. I guess you mean to put some fabric or something behind it, maybe ribbon. I think,
I saw somebody who puts, I saw someone who puts a little daub of clear nail varnish at the back of the buttons on jerseys. And I wondered how that worked.
Or another button some people use, don't they?
Maybe that's what.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
All right. I think that wraps up another episode.
I hope you're going out, Billie, and avoid this noise.
Well, until next time then. That's great.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Right. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.